Day of college football on my live stream, starting with this FCS matchup between Penn and Lehigh. It'll be the Ivy League against the Patriot League. Lehigh coming in ranked number 10 in the FCS poll this week, the Stats Perform FCS poll. 4-0 record, Penn at 1-0. Before we begin, let me begin with this. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for looking over us, and please protect us all and protect the players all alike, Lord, as we ask this in your name, Jesus' name. Amen. All right, Penn and Lehigh, sorry for the delayed start here. Got to jump right into this, then talk about these two teams. After we get underway here, Lehigh, as I mentioned, ranked number 10 in the FCS poll. At 4-0 start for them. Penn coming into this game at 1-0. And here's the run-up and the kick. And this game is underway. It's bounced and taken at the 6-yard line across the 15, 20, 25. Look out, 30-yard line, 35, up to the 37-yard line. So a good start here for Lehigh on the kick return. And outstanding field position on a kick return of 31 yards to start this game. And we will see Hayden Johnson and that Lehigh offense come out on the field for the first time. Hayden Johnson, sophomore quarterback out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Thrown for 659 yards in 7 games for 7 touchdowns. Lehigh starting this game at the 35-yard line, first down. And Johnson out of the shotgun. This is a pass over the middle. Pass is caught. That's going to be good for about a 9-yard pickup on first down. And Johnson starts off the game with a completion to his wide receiver, Jeffrey Jamil. And a gain of 9 on this first down play for Lehigh. Again, a top 10 team in the FCS poll, coming in at number 10 in the Stats Perform FCS poll. 2nd and 1 for Lehigh on this opening drive of the game. Johnson takes the shotgun snap. Johnson fakes the handoff. Johnson dropping back. Johnson throws to a receiver over the middle, and that's a completion into Penn territory. Again, it's Jeffrey Jamil with his second catch on the drive, and on 2 plays, Lehigh has drove the football inside the Penn 40. So good arm by Johnson, finding his receiver Jamil on the first 2 catches. And Lehigh in business on this opening drive. First down at the 35. Again, Johnson in the shotgun takes a little bit of a high snap. This is a running play for the first time, and this is going to be another first down for Lehigh. Inside the 25-yard line. That was Luke Yoder on the carry. Junior running back out of Palm Harbor, Florida. First down, Lehigh at the 22-yard line. Johnson driving the Mountain Hawks downfield. Here's another handoff. And this time, the Penn defense holds it to a minimal gain, still a gain of about 4 yards on that running play. As Lehigh gets down into the Penn red zone, that was Yoder again on the carry for a 4-yard pickup. Second down and 6. Football sitting at the 18-yard line. Johnson. Takes the snap. Johnson, screen pass, and that was knocked down, and it's incomplete. That was knocked down by, it looked like, Kadari Machin, the linebacker for Penn, that knocked down that screen pass, and it'll be 3rd down and 6. First 3rd down opportunity of the game. Johnson, the man in motion. Johnson takes the snap. Johnson looking to the end zone, but overshoots everybody. Incomplete. And it'll be 4th down, and Lehigh may have to settle for a game-opening field goal try. So 4th down and 6. It will be a field goal to kick off this game, or a field goal attempt of 36 yards. Snap is good, kick away, and the kick is right through the uprights and good. So Lehigh with a good drive, and they get 3 points out of it to start this game, and the number 10 ranked Lehigh Mountain Hawks take a 3-0 first drive lead in this game over Penn. So Lehigh gets the first 3 points of this game. I was going to mention before, I'm sorry, I was a little late getting on, so I didn't have a lot of time to go into this. Lehigh comes into this game, as I mentioned, ranked number 10 in the Stats Perform FCS Top 25 this week. They are 4-0 on the season. Lehigh started off their season with a win over a FCS nationally ranked squad in Richmond, 21-14. Then they followed that up with a home win over Sacred Heart. 2 consecutive road wins for Lehigh, win at Duquesne, and last week got a win at Bucknell to open Patriot League play to get off to their 4-0 start. Penn, this is just their second game of the year. Ivy League always starts 2 weeks later than the rest of college football. Never was quite sure why that is, but Penn did start off their season last week with a win over Stonehill, so they come in at 1-0 on the season. We take a look at the top 25 in the FCS poll this week. Your normal 1-2, as it's been all year. North Dakota State sitting number 1. South Dakota State coming in at number 2. Tarleton State comes in at number 3. Tarleton State, remember earlier in the season, had that win at FBS Army. Montana State coming in at number 4. They've won back-to-back games after getting off to an 0-2 start. Montana comes in at number 5, Rhode Island at 6, Illinois State at 7. Those 2 teams flip-flop positions this week. Idaho at number 8, UC Davis at number 9, and these Lehigh Mountain Hawks come in at number 10 for your top 10 in the FCS poll this week. And Lehigh jumped out in this one with an early 3-0 lead, and now we're going to see this Penn offense come onto the field for the first time, as Lehigh gets set to kick this one away. So Lehigh drove down the field. No, they're wanting a touchdown on that, but they do settle for 3 and grab the early lead with 12:08 remaining in the opening quarter. That was a 7-play, 47-yard drive that resulted in a 36-yard field goal for Nick Garrido. And here's the kickoff. And taken at the 4-yard line across the 10, 15, 20-yard line. A lot of good running room, and finally brought down just shy of the 30-yard line. So Penn will get decent field position on their first offensive series of the football game. So now we're going to look at the Penn offense for the first time. It will be a first down from the 29-yard line. First down for the Quakers. And this is going to be a sack on the first play of the game. And Lehigh gets to the quarterback, Liam O'Brien, and that's a loss of 8 yards on first down. So 1 offensive play and 1 sack for this Lehigh defense. Second down, 18. Football sitting back at the 21-yard line. O'Brien takes the snap, O'Brien looking again. O'Brien just got out of another sack and then completes the pass up to the 25-yard line. So it looked like it might be the second consecutive sack. But O'Brien able to get rid of it. Found his receiver, B.C. Owens, for a gain of 4. It'll still be third down and long for Penn. Third down. Penn needs 14. Football sitting at the 25. 4 minutes in this one, and now we've got movement before the snap. This is going to be a free play for Penn, and the pass is incomplete. Lehigh was in the neutral zone there, so this is going to be a 5-yard offside penalty. And it'll make it a third down and 9. So Lehigh defense got a little bit of an early jump there into the neutral zone. So it'll be third down and 9 now for Penn. Football right at the 30. Just underway, 10:52 to go in the first quarter. O'Brien on third down and 9 will take the snap. Here comes the blitz. O'Brien throws deep down the field. Wide open receiver, but he overshot him, incomplete. Boy, O'Brien had Owens wide open down the field, but overshot him by about 3 yards, and Penn's going to have to punt the football. Boy, Owens got all the way past his defensive player that was guarding him, but unable to find him, O'Brien. And it's a 3 and out for Penn. So here comes a punt, and Lehigh is going to get the football right back. And line drive punt. It takes a nice little Penn bounce, and out of bounds, it will go at the 23-yard line. So that's where Lehigh will start their second drive of the game. With 10:39 to play in the opening quarter, Lehigh leading Penn 3-0. So this is the first of back-to-back games against Ivy League competition for Lehigh. Yale comes into Goodman Stadium next week. Actually, I take that back. That's the first of 3 consecutive games against the Ivy League. Hosting Penn this week, hosting Yale next week. They travel to Columbia in 2 weeks. So Lehigh is going to get a big dose of the Ivy League competition before returning to conference play for their final 5 games of the season. Meanwhile, Penn has meant this is just their second game of the year with the Ivy League always starting a couple weeks after the rest of college football. Penn will open Ivy League play next week at home. It'll be their home opener. They will be playing Dartmouth in their Ivy League opener at home next week. So that is what's on tap the next week for both of these teams. This is the first of 2 college football live stream I will have today. We'll be with you tonight on the channel for Alabama and Georgia. That big matchup in the SEC could possibly be a playoff elimination game for Alabama, as they have a loss already. That was back in week 1 to Florida State. So Alabama trying not to get their second loss already, as that will be coming up later on this evening on the page. And back to this one, 3-0 Lehigh leading Penn, 10:39 to play in the first quarter. And Lehigh has the football back. On first down, this is a run left side, getting loose. And this is going to be a first down run for Lehigh, out of bounds across the 35, up to the 37-yard line. was Jaden Green getting his first carry of the game. Mark it at the 41-yard line. So mark that an 18-yard gain for Green. And it goes right back to Green again on this next first down play. Goes the other side this time, and Green brought down at the 45-yard line. Give Green 4 more yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 6. Jaden Green had a triple-digit rushing yard game last week in Lehigh's win over Bucknell to open conference play. 2nd down and 6. Football sitting at the 45-yard line. And it'll be a throw this time, right side, to his receiver. And the catch is made inside the 35-yard line up to the 33-yard line. Reception for Mason Humphrey. That gain is good for... Now they're saying incomplete. I guess they're saying it hit the ground. One official I thought saw it complete, but then got overruled by the second official. So it is an incomplete pass. So 3rd down and 6. So nullify that catch. Again, shotgun formation, taking the snap, throwing. That is going to be a catch and a 1st down out of bounds into Penn territory. 3rd reception already in the quarter for Jeffrey Jamil. Clock running, 9 minutes and counting to play in this opening quarter. 1st down at the 48-yard line. And now it's a quarterback keeper this time across the 45 up to the 44-yard line. So the first quarterback keep of the game for Hayden Johnson, and it picks up 4 yards. Now Marcus' knee hit at the 45, so mark it a 3-yard gain for Hayden Johnson, bringing up 2nd down and 7. Johnson in shotgun formation. Johnson to throw, right side, open receiver. That's going to be another Lehigh 1st down. That's Mason Humphrey with the reception, and Lehigh marching down the field once again. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball will be placed at the 32-yard line, 33-yard line. So that was a 12-yard pass to Mason Humphrey. Johnson on 1st and 10. This is a handoff once again. And inside the 30 to the 29-yard line, gain of 4 more. Bringing up 2nd down and 6. Second and 6. Johnson takes the snap, and it's a handoff. That's going to be a 1st down for Lehigh up to the 21-yard line. So Jaden Green getting a lot of carries here early on in this game, and Lehigh's moved the football to the 21-yard line of Penn. Johnson. Once again in shotgun formation as he's been all first quarter. Takes the snap. Johnson looking. Johnson throwing to the end zone and a Lehigh touchdown. 22-yard touchdown pass. Touchdown reception for Matt Davino. And Lehigh gets in the end zone for the first time and leads at 9-0 with the extra point pending. Extra point try on the way for Garrido. It's up and good. And Lehigh has jumped out to a 10-0 lead here in the first quarter over Penn with 6 minutes to play in this opening quarter. That drive for Lehigh went 9 plays, 77 yards, capped off with a 22-yard touchdown pass from Hayden Johnson to Matt Davino and a 10-0 lead for Lehigh. And Lehigh set to kick this off. During this break, let's run down the schedule of the top 10 teams in FCS today. The number 1 team, North Dakota State, of course, the defending champions. They open up Missouri Valley Conference play today. Later on, North Dakota State will host their rivals and rank the 17th ranked Coyotes of South Carolina come into Fargo. That comes up here in a little bit. Number 2, South Dakota State in action at home against Mercyhurst. Number 3 team, Tarleton State, they are idle this week. Number 4, Montana State, they open Big Sky play today at home against Eastern Washington. And number 5 team, Montana, they also open Big Sky play. They open later tonight at home against number 8 Idaho, a top 10 matchup in the FCS and the Big Sky opener for both those teams. That's a national broadcast tonight on ESPN2, so that tells you how big that game is, and big early season opener in the Big Sky. Number 6, Rhode Island. They are on the road at Western Michigan, an FBS school. Another Missouri Valley Conference team, number 7, Illinois State. They are idle this week. And the number 9 team in FCS, UC Davis, they host Weber State for their Big Sky opener. So that's the schedule for the top 10 teams in the FCS poll this week. And here with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, it's number 10 Lehigh leading 10-0 over Penn. And Lehigh set to kick this football away. With exactly 6 minutes to go in this first quarter. And here's the kickoff. And run out of the end zone from about 4 yards deep. And getting up to the 23-yard line on the return. So that's where Penn will start this next drive, their second drive of the game. They went 3 and out on their first drive. So back comes the Penn offense for the second time. They will start 1st and 10 at their own 23. So first down for Penn. Taking the snap, this is a handoff on first down. A good gain on first down up to the 32-yard line. That'll be a 9-yard pickup on first down. As the carry went for 9 yards there on first down. Second and a yard. And it goes, here's another handoff. This is a first down and a lot more. Big hole up the middle, up to the 46-yard line. Gain of 14 yards. Julian Stokes with back-to-back carries for Penn. First down at the 46. This will be a screen pass right side and into Lehigh territory up to the 47-yard line. So 7 yards on that screen pass. BC Owens once again. Second down and 4, call it, for Penn. Football sitting at the Lehigh 48. 4.5 remaining first quarter. 10-0 lead for Lehigh. And it's supposed to be a design quarterback keep. Now throwing deep, wide open down the field. Touchdown Penn. BC Owens with the touchdown reception as he was wide open down the field, and Liam O'Brien found him, and Penn answers that Lehigh touchdown with a touchdown of their own. So we may be in for a shootout in this one. Extra point on the way, up and good, and it is a 10-7 lead for Lehigh over Penn with 4:19 remaining in the first quarter. Quite the quick answer right there for Penn. After the Lehigh touchdown, a 4-play, 77-yard drive. Liam O'Brien to BC Owens' 48-yard touchdown pass, and it is a 10-7 game at the 4:15 mark of the first quarter. So O'Brien 3 for 4 passing the football, all 3 receptions to BC Owens. And Penn is back within a field goal. Penn set to kick this football off to Lehigh. And here is the kickoff. Taken at the 10, across the 20-yard line, 25-yard line, and up across the 30 to the 32-yard line. And that's where Lehigh will start their third drive of the game. Just across their own 30. So back comes Hayden Johnson and that Lehigh offense. They start their third drive of the game, a 1st and 10 at the 31. Johnson takes the snap, and Johnson keeps it himself. And with running room and up to the 35-yard line, that hole closed in a hurry. Johnson able to pick up 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 coming for Lehigh. Clock down to 3:45 and counting to play in this first quarter. High snap. And that play fooled absolutely no one, as that was a direct snap to that was backup quarterback Matt Mokulik in the game. But it fooled absolutely nobody. Looked like a wildcat formation there. But Penn snuffed it out perfectly. It's 3rd down and 9. Back at the 32. Johnson back in the ball game. Nobody in the backfield with him, so this is going to be a pass. Johnson takes the snap, throws wide open along the sideline. It's caught for a 1st down and out of bounds at the 49-yard line. And on 3rd and 9, the pass was good for 17 yards to, once again, Jeffrey Jamil. First down Lehigh at their own 49 as we approach 2 minutes to play in this first quarter. Johnson, this is a handoff on 1st down. Not going to be much here for Green as he gets into Penn territory up to the 49-yard line. So give Jaden Green a gain of 3 there to bring up 2nd down and 7. There is a late flag that comes in. We'll see what this is. It's going to be a hold on Lehigh, so bring that run back, and it'll be 1st down and 20. Didn't see who that was they got on the hold, but nonetheless, it's going to make it 1st and 20 for Lehigh. Well, it's 10 from the spot of the foul, so it's actually going to be 1st and 18. Back at the 40. O'Brien throwing deep down the field, and it's caught inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Looked like the defender slipped there a little bit. And the reception for Mason Humphrey, and once again, Lehigh is down into the Penn red zone. Like Humphrey may have slipped a little bit too, but still able to stay focused and get to that catch. 1st down at the 16. That pass was good for 44 yards. Johnson takes the snap. This is a screen pass, and again, it's batted down, incomplete. The 2nd time Lehigh has gone to the screen pass in this quarter that was batted down by a Penn defender. That was Paul Jennings that got his hand up and deflect that pass for Penn. Second down and 10, football at the 16. Johnson throwing end zone and out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down and 10. We're down to 52 seconds to play in the first quarter. Third and 10, Lehigh, football at the 16-yard line of Penn. Hayden Johnson takes the snap. Johnson to throw. Johnson throw right side of the end zone. That's caught but out of bounds, and it's going to be 4th down and 10, and Lehigh may have to settle for another field goal opportunity. Catch was made there for Mason Humphrey, but he was well out of bounds. So Garrido coming on to try a field goal. He hit his first one from 36 yards. This will be from 33 to try and build the Lehigh lead up to 6. And Garrido is now 2 for 2 as he puts that one through. So with 42 seconds to play in this first quarter, Lehigh leading Penn 13-7. But all three drives, Lehigh has drove the ball deep into Penn territory, but twice the Penn defense has stiffened up and held Lehigh to a field goal. And we will see the Penn offense with 42 seconds left in the first quarter, getting a long touchdown pass on their last drive. You're getting ready to get the football back. That drive for Penn, or drive for Lehigh rather, 9 plays, 53 yards. A Nick Garrido 33-yard field goal. $187 total yards in the first quarter for Lehigh. And Lehigh to kick this football away. Taking it the 1. Across the 5, 10-yard line, 15, 20-yard line, and up across the 25, up to the 26. So a good return of 25 yards on the kickoff. And Penn, with 36 seconds to play in the first quarter, will get their third drive of the game started, as they will be a 1st and 10 from the 26. Both these teams coming in undefeated. Lehigh 4-0. Penn's only played the one game. They are 1-0. O'Brien and that Penn offense back to work. First down. O'Brien throws left side, pass complete across the 30 out of bounds at the 33-yard line. That'll be a gain of 7 yards. Reception made by Jared Richardson. Be 2nd down and 3. Penn does not have to snap this football again in the first quarter if they don't want to, as we're down to 10 seconds. And the official stops play. Umpire comes in and removes the football. They're going to replace the football. So now we're back ready. 2nd down and 3. And again, Penn does not have to snap it if they don't want to. Let's see if they will. They do snap it. And it's a short toss. And that's going to be close to, and I think, a 1st down for Penn, as that was a toss to Jared Richardson. And that will be a Penn 1st down, and that also will bring the first quarter to a close in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, with number 10, Lehigh, leading Penn after 1, 13-7. Penn will have a 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line following the quarter break. Update you on some FCS scores currently in progress. A couple teams getting their Ivy League season underway. Cornell and Yale. That game is tied at 7 in the first quarter. Columbia and Georgetown. Nothing game there with 1:46 to go in the quarter. Dartmouth trailing at Central Connecticut 14-7. Couple of scores from the FCS for you. A couple of FBS level scores. Number 16, Georgia Tech leading at Wake Forest 3-0. That is a first quarter score. Number 23, Illinois, who got absolutely blasted at Indiana last week. They're off to a 7-0 lead over number 21, USC. Number 22, Notre Dame, fresh off their first win of the season. They're off to a 14-3 lead at Arkansas in the first quarter. Ranked teams getting underway later. Number 18, Vanderbilt. They kick off here in about 5 minutes at home against Utah State. Number 1, Ohio State, traveling to Seattle to take on the Washington Huskies. I believe on College Game Day today, LeVar Arrington, of course, one of the star players for Penn State back in the day. I think he picked Washington to win that game. I don't know if that's just because they're Ohio State or what, but big showdown in the SEC coming up mid-afternoon. Number 4, LSU visiting number 13, Ole Miss. Number 9, Texas A&M hosts Auburn. Number 11, Indiana, fresh off that thumping over Illinois last week. They travel to Iowa City. That can be a tough place to play at times. Number 15, Tennessee is at Mississippi State. Mississippi State comes in 4-0 on the season. Number 14, Iowa State hosting Arizona. Of course, 2 big matchups tonight. One I'll have on the live stream later. Number 17, Alabama. Number 5, Georgia, as well as number 6, Oregon, and number 3, Penn State. So some big matchups coming later on in college football. And in FCS, as I mentioned, number 1, North Dakota State opens Missouri Valley play later on against number 17, South Dakota. That's one of the big matchups in the FCS level today. And here it's 13-7 for number 10, Lehigh over Penn as we get ready to start the second quarter. That stats through one quarter. Lehigh, 187 yards of offense. Penn with 83. But Penn, a lot of those yards on that one big play for the touchdown. 9 first downs for Lehigh compared to 3 for Penn. Individually in that first quarter for Lehigh, Johnson, 7 of 13, 132 yards passing and the 1 touchdown. As the second quarter gets set to commence. And Johnson takes the snap and the handoff here. Or Penn, rather, O'Brien and the handoff. And that'll be a gain of 8 yards on first down as we are underway in the second quarter. Second and a yard, football sitting at the 45-yard line. O'Brien takes the snap. O'Brien rolling right. O'Brien looks to keep it himself, and he's going to lose a yard back to the 44-yard line. Where is a flag that comes in? And we'll see what this flag is, but the way they're marching off looks like it's coming back, and it is on a hold. So the 10-yard penalty will make it second down and 11 for Penn. Back at the 35. That flag came in very late for a holding call. So second down and 11 back at the 35. On second down, pass complete up to the 40-yard line. And brought down right there. First catch of the game for Davis Ellis, senior wide receiver out of Jacksonville, Florida. Third down and 6. Football sitting right at the 40-yard line for Penn. Trailing 13-7, just underway in the second quarter. O'Brien taking the snap. O'Brien looking over the middle. Pass caught. That's a first down for Penn. Up to the 48-yard line. On third down and 6, it's a pickup of 8 for, once again, BC Owens. First down, Penn at the 48. Whoa, a high snap over O'Brien's head, and it's picked up by, no, still loose. Penn had it twice, was unable to pick it up, and who got it this last time? Lehigh saying they have it. And they do. Lehigh recovers the fumble. It was a high snap. O'Brien recovered to what looked like pick it up, and then he lost it, and then another Penn player had it. He couldn't hang on to it. And then Lehigh finally was able to jump on the football. So the first turnover of the game could be a costly one here for Penn as Lehigh marches in, starts this drive in Penn territory off the turnover at the 29-yard line of the Quakers. Joshua Philemon ended up recovering that fumble for Lehigh. So they have a first down at the 29. This is a handoff on first down, going not much of anywhere, maybe a yard on first down. As once again, Jaden Green got the carry. It will be a yard, second down and 9. Second and 9, football at the 28. Johnson. Johnson takes the snap once again, and again it's another handoff. And this is a big gainer, and oh, it was an easy touchdown. But the turf monster came up. And at the 5-yard line, Green got bit by the turf monster. There was a little bit of a shoestring grabbed by a Penn defender around the 11-yard line, and Green just unable to stay up. And they're going to mark him down at the 6, so it'll be first and goal for Lehigh. Boy, there was nobody ahead of Green. Just unable to stay on his feet. First and goal at the 6. Right back to him. And up to the 4-yard line, maybe the 3.5. It'll be second and goal for Lehigh. Jaden Green having a whale of a first half so far, and we're just 4 minutes into the second quarter. Second and goal, football at the 4. Johnson takes the snap. Johnson throws left side, touchdown, Lehigh. Did I see a? I did. I thought I saw a flag go down. So hold on here. Jamil with the touchdown reception, but we're going to check the flag. Looks like it might be against Lehigh. So this is going to nullify the touchdown if it is. They're going to get offensive pass interference against Lehigh. So that will move the football back and take the touchdown off the board. Like it might have been Mason Humphrey that was guilty of the offensive pass interference. So that will move the football back to the 19 on the 15-yard OPI, bringing up second and goal. Johnson Throwing right side, pass complete up to the 10-yard line and getting past a couple tacklers and up to the 8-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and goal for Lehigh. "11-yard pickup on that reception to Luke Yoder. 3rd and goal. Lehigh football sitting at the 8-yard line. 10 minutes and counting remaining, quarter number 2. On 3rd and goal, Hayden Johnson takes the snap. Johnson has room to run this. Now backs up, throws into the end zone and incomplete. Boy, that was a dangerous pass into double coverage. And again, it looks like Lehigh's going to have to settle for a field goal. So Lehigh had the touchdown taken off the board on the offensive pass interference, and it may end up costing them 4 points here as they're going to have to settle for a field goal attempt. Garrido has hit from 36 and 33 in this game. This one will be from 26 to try and extend the Lehigh lead to 9. And Garrido is 3 for 3 as he puts that one through and extends the Lehigh lead to 16-7 with 9:29 remaining in the second quarter. Seven-play, 21-yard drive, but Lehigh had to settle for just a field goal as their touchdown was taken off the board on that offensive pass interference. 223 yards of offense in this first half now for Lehigh. But in 4 trips down the field, they've gotten the touchdown, but have had to settle for 3 field goals otherwise. .223 total yards for Lehigh, 86 for Penn. And Lehigh has a 9-point lead with 9.5 to play here in the second quarter. Will say I'm going to briefly pause this live stream at halftime for a few minutes and be ready come back right before the second half. Get you ready for the second half, run down some first half stats. And get you ready for half number 2 in this Ivy League Patriot League showdown between Penn and the number 10 ranked team in the FCS poll, the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. And again, don't forget, I will be on my page later on tonight for Alabama versus Georgia. A big SEC matchup, especially for Alabama. It would be a second loss for the Tide if they lose this game tonight. USC has rallied to tie Illinois at 7. Here it is a 16-7 lead for Lehigh. They are set to kick this ball back away to Penn. With 9:29 remaining in the second quarter. And here's the kickoff. That will be a touchback. And Penn will start this next drive from their own 25. So Penn trailing by 9 at the 9:29 mark here in the second quarter. First down for the Quakers, drive number 4 for them, as this one starts at the 25. O'Brien, left side, pass complete across the 30-35. That's going to be a first down for Penn. A 40-50-yard line, a juke move, and up to the 46-yard line. 29 yards on the reception. Jared Richardson with the big gainer. First down Penn at the 46 of Lehigh. O'Brien with a handoff and not going much of anywhere this time. Gain of a yard, that's it. As Sean Williams Jr. got the carry there, had absolutely nowhere to go. 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 from the 45. Screen pass on 2nd and 9. And there's a flag that comes in. The screen pass is good for 2 yards up to the 43, but we'll see the flag. BC Owens with the reception. And it's going to be a roughing the passer call against Lehigh. So 15 yards. O'Brien did get decked after he released that football. So that will move the football inside the 30. First down for Penn. O'Brien, this will be a handoff on first down. It's Sean Williams Jr. again, and he goes next to nowhere. Second down coming up for Penn as we're under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. No gain on that first down play, so 2nd down and 10. O'Brien takes the snap. O'Brien to throw. This is another screen pass left side. That's going to be a big gainer. 20, 15, 13-yard line. BC Owens once again on the reception, and it'll be first down for Penn inside the Lehigh 15. Football is placed at the 13-yard line. First down for the Quakers. High snap. Pass complete across the 10 down to the 5-yard line. A gain of 8 yards on that short pass to Jared Richardson. It'll be 2nd and 2 for Penn from the Lehigh 5. Quakers need 2 yards on this second down. O'Brien takes the snap. O'Brien, room to run himself. O'Brien gets to the 4-yard line. That hole closed in a hurry, and O'Brien only able to pick up a yard there. It'd be 3rd and 1 for Penn. Liam O'Brien, the senior starting quarterback for Penn out of Boulder, Colorado. Trying to lead Penn on a touchdown drive here, and it's 3rd and 1 at the 4. O'Brien out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. O'Brien will take it himself again. O'Brien right side into the end zone for the Penn touchdown. Liam O'Brien takes it himself from 4 yards out, and Penn an extra point away from making this a 2-point football game. This extra point attempt would make it a 2-point game. Kick is up, and the kick is good, and we have ourselves a 2-point football game. 16-14, Lehigh leading Penn, 5:20 remaining in the second quarter. Great drive for the Quakers as it went 8 plays, 75 yards, and a Liam O'Brien 4-yard touchdown run to pull Penn within 2. Arkansas has gotten a touchdown back on Notre Dame, so that's a 14-10 lead for Notre Dame in the second quarter. USC, Illinois still 7-7, second quarter. Here it is 16-14 as Penn with 2 first-half touchdowns to make this a 2-point game. Both teams still have their complement of 3 timeouts. Checking the rest of the scoreboard to see if there's anything major to update. Still 3-0 Georgia Tech over Wake Forest. Illinois has re-grabbed the lead, actually, right as I said that, against USC. That is now 14-7 in favor of Illinois. Utah State has jumped out to a 7-0 lead at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt looking to go 5-0, but trailing early on to the Aggies of Utah State. And here we're set for the kickoff. 16-14 Lehigh. 5:20 remaining in quarter number 2. Here's the kickoff. And short kick taken at the 18. Running room across the 20-25, and a great open field tackle at the 26-yard line to stop any further advancement. And that's where Lehigh will start this next drive. $76-degree afternoon at Goodman Stadium in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. First down, Lehigh, football at the 26. Johnson, handoff on first down, left side, running room across the 30, down at the 34-yard line, so a considerable gain of 8 yards. On first down for Luke Yoder, it'll be 2nd down and 2. Under 5 minutes and counting. Quarter number 2. Johnson takes the shotgun snap. Johnson throws open left side, but missed his receiver, incomplete. A little bit behind Logan Gaeta, the intended receiver. 3rd down and 2. Mountain Hawks need 2 on 3rd down. They're 2 for 5 on 3rd down conversion so far in this game. And it's a handoff on 3rd and 2, and this will less effort. Boy, it's right at the 36-yard line. Going to depend on where they spot it. If Luke Yoder got the 1st down, he just got it. And they do give him to him a 1st down at the 36. He only needed 2, and that's exactly what he got, was 2. First down, Lehigh at the 36. Johnson takes the snap. Johnson looking right side. Open receiver. That's deflected and incomplete. A little bit on the right side. He had an open receiver, but at the last moment, a Penn defender got over there to knock the football away. It's 2nd down and 10. Intended receiver was Mason Humphrey. Looked like it was going to be an easy 1st down, but the Penn defender at the last moment got over there and got a hand on there to deflect the pass. 2nd and 10 at the 36. Johnson throwing left side. That pass is complete, but hit immediately right at the spot of the catch, the 41-yard line, a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for Lehigh. That reception for Anthony Feaster, his 1st of the game. 3rd down and 5 for Lehigh. Football sitting at the 41-yard line. Lehigh leading 16-14 as we approach the 3-minute mark in the 2nd quarter. High snap on 3rd and 5. Johnson throws. 1st down, Lehigh out of bounds at the 47-yard line on 3rd and 5. It's a pickup of 6. And that will move the sticks. Jeffrey Jamil's had a busy 1st half at the receiving end for Lehigh. From the 47. Johnson. It's a handoff on 1st down to Jaden Green, and Green gets up to midfield. Gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7, and Lehigh. Looks like Green's a little shaken. That's not a good sign for Lehigh. Jaden Green's slow getting up. It's like he might be holding his left ankle. So let's hope that's not a serious injury for Lehigh. As we're stopped with 2:14 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Wake Forest has scored a touchdown to grab the lead on Georgia Tech, 7-3. Notre Dame has answered the Arkansas touchdown with a touchdown to go back up 11, 21-10. And what the games today, we also had a big upset in the FCS level last night as Virginia knocked off number 8 Florida State in double overtime last night. handing Florida State their first loss of the season. FCS level scores. Columbia's jumped out to a 13-0 lead on Georgetown in the second quarter. Dartmouth leading at Central Connecticut 17-14. Ivy League opener for Cornell and Yale. Yale leading that game 14-7 early in the second. A few other scores. Holy Cross and Fordham in a Patriot League battle. Fordham's jumped out to a 7-0 lead 3 minutes into that one. So we are still in an injury timeout here. Jaden Green, the running back for Lehigh, was the player shaken up on the play. So we're back to action here as the football sits at midfield, 2nd down and 7 for Lehigh. Johnson takes the snap, and it's another handoff. Big gainer inside the 40, 35, 34-yard line. 16 more yards for Yoder and a first down, and that will take us to the 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Lehigh leading 16-14, but on the drive, looking for a late first half score. Boy, Lehigh has marched right down the field on all their drives to this point. Has only been able to come up with 3 field goals to go with the 1 touchdown so far. Don't forget, at halftime, I will be pausing this live stream for a few minutes. I will be back just prior to the second half to run down some first half stats and get you ready for second half action between what's been a good one in the first half between Penn and Lehigh. Lehigh now at 263 yards of offense in the first half. Only been able to settle for field goals on 3 of their previous drives. As I said, we'll be with you for another live stream tonight. Alabama and Georgia game I'll be live streaming. And then tomorrow night we'll be with you for Sunday Night Football. Packers and Cowboys. Micah Parsons making his return to Dallas to go up against the Cowboys. So that should be a very, very interesting return for Micah Parsons tomorrow night. So here out of the 2-minute timeout, Lehigh will have the football at the Penn 34-yard line, first down and 10. Trying for a late score here before the end of the first half. Johnson might be changing the play here. Johnson takes the snap. Johnson looking, throwing, end zone word, and incomplete. Overshoots everybody. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Clock is stopped with 1:54 to go in the second quarter. Intended receiver that time was Jameel. Second and 10 for Lehigh. Johnson Takes the high snap, gives it off to Yoder, and Yoder will get up to the 31-yard line. Gain of 3. Will bring up 3rd down and 7. And Penn's going to take a timeout here on defense, so they're left with 2. As they're going to want a chance to get the football back and get some points of their own here before the first half. Clock is stopped at 1:49. It's 3rd down and 7 for Lehigh. The football sits at the 31-yard line of Penn. And a good crowd at Goodman Stadium on a Saturday afternoon in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Mid-70s still in late September. 3rd down and 7. Lehigh football at the Penn 31. Johnson out of the shotgun as he has been all first half. Johnson takes the snap. Johnson to throw. Johnson looking, throwing, pass is that a, no, it's incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and Lehigh will, let's see what they do here on 4th and 7. Like the offense might be staying on the field here. This would be a 48-yard field goal from here. So Lehigh electing to go for it, unless this is an attempt to draw Penn off, get Penn to jump here. 4th down and 7 from the 31. Nope, they do snap the football. Johnson throwing, end zone, incomplete. He overshot his wide receiver, and a turnover on downs will give it to Penn with 1:38 remaining in the second quarter. Jamil, the intended receiver, and Penn a chance to get some points before the half and the lead going into the halftime break. So Lehigh, with having to settle for a field goal on 3 of their drives in the first half, is why this is still a 1-score game. And Penn will start at their own 31 with 2 timeouts left, trying to at least get into field goal range and grab the halftime lead. O'Brien looking right side, pass complete and out of bounds at the 38-yard line. They're going to keep the clock running as the official says the forward progress was stopped before going out of bounds. Still a gain of 6, 2nd down and 7. Clock running, 1:20. O'Brien, man in motion behind him, takes the snap. O'Brien looking right side, throws a little high and incomplete. He had an open receiver down there, but the pass was a little high. Intended receiver was Davis Ellis. It'll be 3rd down for Penn. As the clock is stopped with 1:05 remaining here in the second quarter. Just the second incompletion of the first half for O'Brien. He's 12 of 14 passing the football. Third and 4. Close 3rd and 5, actually. O'Brien looking, throwing over the middle, pass complete. And I think he's going to be spotted a yard short of the first down. Catch was made by B.C. Owens, and he is a yard short. Be 4th and 1. And we're going to have a timeout called here with 43 seconds left in the second quarter. I think that should be a first down. Owens caught that foot, but he was tackled at the 40 but he caught the football initially at about the 41 and a half and then was knocked backwards by the defender, and then the football, then he goes down at the 40. So his forward progress, I would think, would take effect there, which should put it at the first down marker, but the officials are keeping it where it is. So 4th and 1 for Penn. They keep the offense on the field with 43 seconds. Football sitting right at the 40-yard line. This might be an attempt to get a free 5 yards as try to get Lehigh to jump off sides, but they're not biting. And now a timeout called by Penn. Yeah, that was just an attempt to try to get the first down via a penalty. And they would think now they're going to punt this football and play the field position game. Yes, you only need a yard, but if you do not get this, you're giving Lehigh the football at your 40-yard line with a chance to get some points before the half. So a punt is probably the correct decision here. With Notre Dame starting to pull away from Arkansas, that's now 28-10 in the second quarter. So here it will be a Penn punt. Lehigh will have 2 timeouts for offense. Low snap. Punt is a good one. It's going to bounce at the 15, take a Penn bounce inside the 10, and be downed around the 4-yard line. An excellent punt. And now with 33 seconds left in the second quarter, Lehigh really backed up, and that may change how they play this now. You don't want to try anything too fancy or too difficult for Lehigh and risk a turnover deep in your own territory. Penn does have 1 timeout left on defense if they want to so choose to use it. First down for Lehigh, football just outside the 4. Man in motion. Johnson takes the snap. It's just a handoff. And across the 10, 15, 20-yard line, across the 30 to the 33-yard line. That's a 29-yard pickup for Luke Yoder. It'll stop the clock to move the chains. And that may change things now for Lehigh. Lehigh will use their second timeout here with 27 seconds left. So both teams down to 1 timeout. So a first down. They say Yoder's knee hit at the 31, so it's at the 31-yard line, so give him 27 on that gain. 27 seconds remaining, second quarter. Johnson takes the snap. It's another handoff. And that will be a gain of 4 this time across the 35 to the 37 for Yoder. Clock running. Surprised after that big gainer that Lehigh maybe didn't try and get something more down the field, but both teams are going to walk to the locker room here. That's going to end the first half in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, with number 10 Lehigh leading Penn 16-14. A competitive first half. It should be an exciting 30 more minutes of football coming up with Lehigh holding a 2-point lead. Again, I'm going to briefly stop this live stream for a few minutes, and I'll be back with you just prior to the second half. We'll run down some first half stats and get you ready for half number 2 between these teams. Should be a great second half. Brief pause and be back.